Hi Dale, how are you?
I'm okay. How are you?
I'm doing great. So,
Very good.
Lightyear has come out. People have seen it. What has been kind of your favorite reaction to the movie so far?
Well, of course, I have the children of some very good friends who thought I was very funny. And I like that a lot. Generally speaking, the reactions have been from kids and adults that I know personally. They've been very, very positive. They feel like um, the embedded uh, emotional lessons that are there are embedded in such a way that you're not like, oh, I see what they're trying to say. It's very subtly done, but they get it by the end. So those are responses I've had, which are kind of unusual. Like a 7-year-old, you don't always have to be perfect. Yeah, that was her response. You don't always have to be
She's
after.
correct.
Well, yes, and that is, something that's clearly in the film. Buzz feels he does. He hasn't
Mhm.
been. He's got to fix that. Which is sort of the real motor of the film, or one of the motors.
Yeah, and it's really interesting because I'm from the Toy Story generation. I watched Toy Story 3 when Andy went to college, as I went to college. So, like, that is very much how I grew up. So it's really interesting to see kids kind of cling to Lightyear and really like Buzz as a character and all of these new characters. But I'm like, no, these are for me. Like, I needed to understand Buzz more. This isn't
Ah,
for you guys. This is for me. Um, but Darby is so cool because she's part of kind of that ragtag team of people who want to try their best to be these heroes. And Buzz at first kind of is like, I'm not dealing with them. But you guys seem to have so much fun kind of bringing these little, like, they're not perfect, like you said, but they're very fun characters to life. And so, what is your favorite part about Darby and getting to play her?
well, my favorite part about her is that she is so no nonsense, and as you might or you may already know, having seen the film, that she's not exactly there voluntarily. Um, so she's doing her best, but she's not really uh, sucking up to anyone. The idea that there are weapons and that she can create a bomb out of any three objects and is into that, but because she's on parole, this is part of her, that if she does this Space Ranger training, junior Zap Patrol, I believe is
Yeah.
what we're referring to. She will get some time off of her parole. So there's that incentive. But then as the adventure goes on, and it is really an adventure, a sci-fi action adventure story. And she really, I think, is so happy to be appreciated for her perseverance, for her never giving up, for her for her skills. And Buzz actually says, I don't care what the parole board said. Here's your weapon. We need you. You know. So I think for her, it's since we don't really know her backstory, it's hard to be accurate and entirely accurate about that. But I think I have no question that she's very happy about the way she is appreciated by Buzz and accepted as an equal by Alicia. I'm sorry. Well, if I met Alicia, I'm sure she would have. I'm sure she would have I want to
Yeah,
say
if Darcy was around with
my,
Lisa,
my
she would fit
Kiki's
in.
character, right? Geez, how terrible. It just went out of my mind. Izzy, of
Yeah.
course, Izzy. You know, she's accepted as an equal, even though she is there not entirely by choice.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
you also get to have like this whole crew is just filled with very talented voice actors. And so what was it kind of like? Did you guys all do it individually, or did you guys get to meet each other at all prior to the movie, or how did that kind of work out?
Absolutely not. We did not get to meet each other, but we were right in the middle of COVID while these were being recorded. And while we might have at another time been able to come out to Pixar Studios and do it, you know, often you're not in the same room. You know, you may be in another booth, the director and the animators and so forth, but they're usually or often in the same building. In this case, it was, you know, each person separate. So no, none of us, I certainly hadn't met anybody until the premiere. Though it was completely finished. So
Oh my gosh.
it's exciting, you know, I mean, it was great to meet them. And I just I enjoyed meeting them very much and enjoy their work as well.
Yeah, and I think it was really disappointing for me as someone who really liked this movie a lot, to see kind of like the response on Twitter from people who very clearly hadn't watched it yet. Because I
Well, I
wanted
very
them to
clearly
see it.
haven't seen those responses. What? I'm, you know, let me just correct something. I did know Uzo Aduba from Orange is the New Black.
Yeah.
We knew each other, you know, fairly
But then
well.
you just said Dark to meet Alicia, so it makes sense.
Yeah. Something in there is like, you know, she's your friend.
If you're like, but I didn't get to meet her.
Right.
Yeah, no, so it was just like a lot of people being mean about Chris Evans taking over for Buzz, even though this is very different than the toy. And you know, obviously the backlash from people
The reason why Buzz's voice was changed to another actor.
yeah, people just they let it go over their heads. But so with that, it is very upsetting because this movie is so good and like has such a nice message. What do you wish people would know about Lightyear so that those people who are being mean and don't really know this movie, they could be proven wrong? Like, what's the one thing you wish you could just tell audiences about Lightyear that they don't, if they haven't seen it yet?
If they haven't seen it yet, I hope that they, as I guess right now is when the DVD and the Blu-ray and digital aspects of it will be released, right? Today, very soon, the next day or so. And you know, there'll be kinds of features on there and short pieces about particular characters that you won't see anywhere else. So for those who haven't seen it, you know, there's a lot of little perks in these versions that will be coming along now. What would I say? I would say that I think that it's the story that's important, and the story is being extremely well told. You know, it's as I said, it's action, it's adventure, it's science fiction, and it's about friendship, it's about cooperation, it's about perseverance, but not to the point of insanity. It's about time travel. It's about losing in some cases, you know, losing someone that you didn't imagine you would lose. And how you go on and how you deal with that, all very, very human, important things in our lives, all of our lives. So the idea that, you know, that this character of Buzz, this is the character that Chris Evans voiced. This is the character on which
The toy thing.
the toy in Toy Story was based, so it would not be the same voice. This was,
That's what I'm trying to tell people, and no one wants to hear it. I'm
you know,
like,
but
that's the truth.
you know, I'm not very involved in the, sorry about my, you know, gesticulation, but gesticulation.
I'm Italian, I do it too.
Okay, then. I, um, I, when you say, I think that's what really stopped me from speaking, because it's like, what would I tell them? I just tell them, watch the movie. You know, you say you haven't, these people haven't seen it. They're just, you know, blowharding about why they think it's a bad idea, but you know, just see the movie, and then if you have something to say, fine. At least it's informed.
They won't say anything because they'll be proven wrong that this
Well,
movie's actually really good.
that'll be damned.
Thank you so much for talking with me. I really do love Lightyear. I think it's such a fun addition to the world of Toy Story, and so I can't wait for people who haven't seen it to get the DVD and watch it.
Very cool. You see behind me the little action figure
And I know
family.
I saw Socks. I saw you in the corner.
Oh,
I was like, this is so much fun. But I saw
it's
Socks. I was like, I love cats.
a little scary. This is after we're successful and I become a space ranger. Yeah.
Well, because I asked Angus about that when I interviewed him. I was like, so do those toys exist in the Toy Story world? He goes, I guess they would. I guess you would have like a Taika toy. I was like, let's try that one.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah.
but I think that's my time. Thank you so much. It was great
Okay.
talking with you.
You're very welcome. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay.